Hi there, this is Daniel Fernandez at AMZ Clever, and right now I'm going to share with you the Prime Day benchmarks that we have developed from previous Prime Days. This is real data. I think we have over 70 Amazon accounts, multiple marketplaces, so the data is quite rich so that you can see what to expect from Prime Day and you can know how to optimize. Does it make sense to run a discount during Prime Day or not? Is it a scam or not? I want to share some insights with you so that you have some answers about these questions. So let's dive right in. And over here, first we're going to talk about Amazon US. And bear with me, we have multiple data points here. I'm going to grab my laser. So this is for Amazon US, and then the way we have segmented this data is between, first of all, it's anonymized for many brands that we work and have worked with. This is for previous Prime Days, and we have divided this into the average daily data for Prime Day, and then for post Prime Day. And this is versus the average daily data before Prime Day, right? Just to see how things change. Now, each of these two segments, we broke it into two more segments. One is whether the accounts in that segment, we run a sale, a discount sale, or we did it, whether we did run a sale or whether we didn't run a sale, right? So run a sale, no, run a sale, yes. And then the effects of that after Prime Day. Now, what we consider running a sale is discounting product by 20% or more during Prime Day, right? So if we run discounts for 20% or more on that catalog or hero SKUs, then that account, that brand, it's put on the yes bucket. Otherwise, it will be put on the no bucket. And that is, even if we run just 10% off, right? We will still put it on the no because we think it's not high enough to make an impact, right? 10% is usually what many brands run during regular, normal days, no matter what. So let's take a look at a few things. The number one I want to go to is sales, right? What sales revenue look like compared to before Prime Day, right? So during Prime Day, right, the average of the 2 days of Prime Day, when you didn't, brands that didn't run a sale, they experienced 1.7 times more sales than the average daily sales before Prime Day, right? Pre-Prime Day. But check this out, when we did run a sale, the brands that did so experienced a 3.9% spike in sales in the US, Amazon US. That's huge. That is almost quadruple the sales by the revenue by running discounts. Now, after Prime Day, the brands that didn't run any sales, they go back to normal. They go back to 1x the average daily sales that were happening before Prime Day, right? But for the brands that did run a sale, after Prime Day, sales remained heightened, right? About 20%, 1.2 times compared to before Prime Day. And we think this is because of some organic ranking that was gained, right? During Prime Day, because the volume was so much bigger that better keyword ranking was achieved, and therefore sales are a little bit higher. So that's one metric that I wanted to share. And we can see that it correlates a lot with units and also with orders, right? But I don't want to delve too much into units because you're discounting the product, so you're probably moving more units. But what really is apples to apples in terms of measuring is, at the end of the day, revenue, right? Did you make more in terms of sales or not? Another point I want to put into context is sessions, that we don't see that much of a change in sessions it spiked regardless of you running a sale or not during Prime Day, right? 1.8 times or 1.7 times before Prime Day, whether you run a sale or not, right? The next point I want to get to is here when it comes to PPC conversion rate, right? PPC conversion rate, if you didn't run a sale during Prime Day, it actually went down by 20%. And when you did run a sale compared to before Prime Day, went up by 30%. And then after Prime Day, goes back to normal. Obviously, after Prime Day, we are adjusting those discounts, right? So those discounts basically are being removed. However, we're keeping the segment to watch, to observe the behavior of those accounts after Prime Day, right? Now, how about CPCs, right? That's the big question. Do CPCs become much, much more expensive or not? So what we see here is, and this is once again, real data from real accounts. I would say multiple $1 million in sales, on those days from the accounts that are part of this data, right? What we see is in terms of CPCs, if you didn't run a sale, usually also the CPCs remained the same. But when brands that did run a sale, we see that CPCs went up by about 10%. And then after Prime Day, it completely normalized to be 1 time, so 1x the pre-Prime Day CPCs that we were having. Here is PPC conversion rate. I think I touched on that, but now I want to touch on just regular conversion rate. And for brands that didn't run a sale, we did see a small spike of about 10% increase in conversion rate. That's very good, right? That means that shoppers are just buying more stuff, right? But when brands that did run a sale, conversion rates more than double. That's huge, right? And it may have to do with getting the badges that the Prime Day badge from either Lightning Deals or from Prime exclusive discounts and so on. But then after Prime Day, for brands that didn't run a sale, conversion rates went back to normal, same as pre-Prime Day. But brands that did run a sale, the conversion rates remained a little bit elevated, just about 20% compared to before Prime Day. And our assessment on that is because of better organic rankings. And few more things. Let's take a look at ACOS. So if you didn't run a sale during Prime Day, your ACOS actually goes up. I think it's because of the, I think it's because of the PPC conversion rate actually going down. But when you did run a sale, what we saw here is that ACOS actually went down. So you got a better ACOS anyway, right? And we think it's mainly because of the boosted conversion rate, right? That offsets the discounts and all of that. And then post Prime Day, we see that ACOS continues to go up when brands that didn't run a sale. Brands that did run a sale continues to be lower, which is awesome, right? We did the same here with tacos, so true ACOS. That's considering instead of ad sales, considering overall sales with ad spend. And then we see that it does go up a little bit when running a sale, and we think it's because of obviously all the discounts that are being given, right? But afterwards, remains actually either scenario goes up in terms of tacos. So we think that you might as well run a sale and then ride it big. Ride the wave as big as much as you can. Lastly, here's an interesting one. Ad sales as a percentage of total sales, right? If you didn't run a sale, you sold more in terms of organic placements. We see that the ad sales to sales percentage went down compared to before Prime Day. But if you did run a sale, it maintains consistency, right? Same consistency, same ratio as before Prime Day. But here's the interesting, that after Prime Day, we see that there's a large percentage of sales from overall sales coming from ad sales. So probably that speaks to the strategy after Prime Day, probably lowering the CPCs a little bit faster. Maybe some discounts that were not removed right away, right at the end of Prime Day, should be removed, so that that number doesn't spike up, and you can reap the benefit of the organic ranking, right? So these are some insights, and again, this is just for US, and here we have UK and EU, and I'm gonna summarize that the data basically is very similar to US in terms of where it's bigger, where it's not, but maybe the intensity is different, right? Like we can see that overall sales go up when you run a sale, but it doesn't spike as much as it did here in Amazon US. We also see that not running a discount during Prime Day, all metrics get affected a lot more. Conversion rate goes down a lot. When running a sale in UK and EU, so Europe overall, conversion rate does go up. I think, not as much as in US, but still goes up, right? And then lastly, I have here worldwide. So that includes also Australia, Singapore, UAE, all these other markets where we also manage brands, manage clients. And to have a very, very heavy average over here, we can see that sales, when averaging all marketplaces, it 3.5 times compared to before Prime Day. So the verdict of these analysis that we've done, these benchmarks that we've produced, is it does seem to be a very important day to run sales. The discounts, the overall revenue does spike up. We don't see CPCs going up as crazy. In fact, in some cases we are seeing here CPCs going down, and that could have been true because strategy with some brands of bringing bids down a bit. But I think this year we're gonna go very aggressive. We're gonna go big in terms of since we already know that sales and conversion rate, they spike a lot, we're going to go quite aggressive and continue to build a much stronger benchmark as we go. So there you have it. I hope you find value on this, what to do during Prime Day. And, once again, I'm Daniel from AMC Clever. We are a full service Amazon marketing agency. We manage brands and do strategy. We also do Walmart, and if you have any questions, happy to connect. Just I'm one message or email away. Okay, there you have it. Thank you very much.